Hi, for my first video I'm going to take you through the build of this little Tesla coil kit from AliExpress. It's about $5 or $6 for the kit. I did make some mistakes during the video. It was the first time I built this circuit too, so I assumed this was some sort of push-pull configuration. It turns out actually only one of these transistors drives the Tesla coil. That's just a simple NPN bipolar junction transistor. And then there's a FET that modulates that for the sound output. So let's go ahead and get started with the video, and I'll have a write-up on my blog as well later if you want a more detailed look at the circuit and how that works. So this is supposedly a musical Tesla coil, which is something I've always wanted to build, but I envisioned being a little bit bigger and significantly more expensive. So it comes with this little secondary winding, a cool audio 3.5mm to 3.5mm stereo cable, which I guess that might cost you a couple dollars by itself if you bought it somewhere here retail. Double-sided PCB. Looks pretty simple, but it's, you know, maybe that's all it needs. I'm not sure how the circuit works. I guess we'll see if it comes with a schematic. It comes with some thermal paste for the two heat sinks. The two heat sinks are going to cool the two transistors, which it looks like are N and P channel MOSFETs respectively. Comes with 4 resistors. This guy, which is either an LED or actually a spark gap, and I'm not sure which one it is. Capacitor, the aforementioned N and P channel MOSFETs, power adapter, 3.5mm plug, some standoffs, some screws, and a couple LEDs that are definitely LEDs, plus a little 1 microfarad cap. Okay, let's look at the instructions. So the instructions have a lot of Chinese on them. That's a little bit disappointing. I really thought there was going to be English instructions with this. But you know what? It's got a picture and a schematic. I think it can make this work. Okay, well that wasn't actually half bad. I have the finished product here. Now the instructions, the few parts of it that I can read because they're numbers, there were a couple things to look out for. So one, there were these pads over here. I thought there was a capacitor that went there. It turns out it's there to power an optional fan, so you can just ignore that. There's this part, which I thought was a spark gap, because I was thinking traditional Tesla coil rather than solid state Tesla coil. This is not a spark gap, it's a little neon light, and the instructions apparently in the Chinese say that it does not go on the board. They just included it for fun. If you hold it close to the coil, it's supposed to light up when it's powered. Let's go figure out what kind of power supply we need for this. So it's supposed to be 24 volts, which is not that hard to get, but we'll have to see what I have lying around. 15 to 24 volts at 2 amps. So I have two options to power that. I have a 48 volt supply over there, I believe, that powers my CNC spindle, and I think I have some old power over Ethernet supplies over here that are exactly 24 volts. So let me dig for a second. Okay, well that turned out to be easier than I thought. 15 to 24 volts at 2 amps, so I have a laptop power supply. Fits right in. Let's plug it in and see what happens. And holy crap, you can actually see a little bit of purple plasma arc there. The neon lights up if you bring it close. You don't even need to, there's no wires. Look, Ma, no wires. That is so cool. This is just spewing electromagnetic interference all over the room, but whatever. That is cool as hell. Wonder if it works if I'm not holding any of the... It still lights up even if I'm not holding the leads even. It doesn't... That is really cool. So the other thing this is supposed to do, though, let's not forget this is supposed to be a musical Tesla coil, right? So here goes nothing. Do I want to risk hooking this up to a good phone? Yeah, what the hell. Okay, let's get some Pandora going here. I'm sure Pandora will find the most embarrassing possible thing to play. That's better than I was expecting. That is amazing. You see the lights on the board, but that purple light at the top, that is the plasma flame from the RF plasma. And it's just actually just amplitude modulating that plasma flame. That's what's making that sound. See if we can get it focused better. That's what that looks like. That is cool as hell for $5. So this is, like I said, this was $5 or $6 from AliExpress. If I was going to rate this as a quick kit build, this is, I mean, this has got to be 10 out of 10. Except I'll take off one point for the instructions being only in Chinese and it not being clear that that neon light doesn't go on the board. But still cool as hell. It's just really neat to be able to hold stuff up to it and watch it light up. My wife literally didn't believe that the sound was coming out of that little plasma arc too, so definitely cool.